Benifer are back in the court of public opinion. Welcome, J-Lo and Ben Affleck, to the court of public opinion. And after a second try around and a couple of years later, rumor has it that they are calling it quits. Rumor also has it that Ben Affleck said that J-Lo's antics and her quest and thirst for the limelight, as well as her spending habit, is way too much for him, and he wants out. He's a simple guy that likes living a simple life. However, we just learned that he purchased a $20 million home in California in preparation for the divorce. All right, attorney Redwine, tell me what is going on with J-Lo and Ben Affleck.
So it seems to me that J-Lo is the problem here. But what's been interesting here is the two of them have been rumored to be in the midst of a divorce for months now. And how they did it is how I think it's a textbook way that celebs should handle divorces. So in effect, what they did was, since both parties were in agreement that it was time to call things off, they went to a mediator. They had it all written out. Their attorneys negotiated things on their behalves. At the mediator's office, each of them signed off on everything. We don't know whether they were both there at the same time or separately, but they signed off on everything. Now, the only thing left to be done is it needs to be filed with the court and signed off by a judge. But by all other terms, it's official.
Well, I gotta say, and Attorney Turner, you can weigh in on this. I gotta say, I like that. Because, I mean, obviously, if you don't do it that way, you can find yourself going back and forth, building a ton of legal fees. Mm-hmm. And my divorce, high profile divorce, were months long, legal fees. We don't want to talk about that. So, Shaitan, what are your thoughts on this unraveling of these two marital vows?
Well, I mean, I think that from a personal perspective in terms of the parties involved, there's a lot of appeal with mediation. So mediation is kind of my jam. I actually taught a class on it at University of Pittsburgh School of Law. Attorney Redwine's for 10 years. And so for people who don't understand what mediation structurally is just a process where the two parties convene either together or virtually, and the conversation is facilitated by a neutral third party who's the mediator. Depending on the state, a mediator does not have to be a lawyer, does not have to be a judge. There's somebody who is skilled in the art of communication, and their whole job is to try to build common ground on the part of whomever is in a dispute and trying to get them to come to an agreement so that they can avoid all of the ugliness that comes with court-based litigation. And it's most commonly used in family matters because of the sensitivities involved and the emotions.
Got it. Okay. So, and plus it's also a good way to keep because they are a high profile couple. It's a good way to keep people out of the process, right?
You know what? Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was like, I just realized I'm really good at a lot of things, and I need some money to help me freeze my eggs. I need to get my mediation certificate because I would love to do that for divorces. But I wanted to ask you out, without getting into the context of your personal business. Obviously, you were divorcing an attorney. Did you even know back then that this kind of thing was an option regarding mediation? I didn't.
But right, I'm gonna tell you, there were so many things that hindsight I did not know and did not understand. One of the biggest things is I didn't understand, and you're gonna laugh at me. And I had a high profile attorney. My attorney was Donald Trump's attorney. My attorney also represented just a lot of high profile people. I don't have to go through that list, but it was like a very high profile attorney. He was a male. I didn't even think about getting paternity. I mean, what is it called? When
Palimony.
Palimony. Yeah, I really, it's not that I did not, he never put it as an option. He never
put it as
an option on the plate. And
he's terrible.
Right. I mean, I think when I look back on it, I'm just like, okay, how did I end up here? That, because I felt like I didn't want to extend the conversation of what the story was, the narrative was around me. Okay. So if I took it, it would look like that was my intent. But now I'm like, hell no. If I deserved it, right? And if I
Right.
earned it, and if it was legally there for me, I should have taken it, and I didn't. So those are one of the things that I would say I did not know. As it relates to mediation, we never talked about mediation. The lawyer and I never talked about mediating anything. So, yeah, good question. All right, so what do we say? Are we here for J-Lo and Ben Affleck breaking up or not?
Yes. Oh my God. He had no business being with her in the first place. First of all, everybody says she's mean. And the fact that she done had this is her 11th husband says to
Right.
me she's the problem. Also, I judge men in part based on the women that came before me, from the extent that, like, okay, if we're two very different, then I come to know, like, this is your type, I'm probably not. So if everyone before me has been a stripper, then, like,
A
you
trainer,
dating me an attorney probably doesn't make
a
sense.
rapper,
Or a rapper, any of that.
Or a whore.
bang, bang, bang.
Before Jen, he had that Little House on the Prairie girl. You know, so you
Right.
could tell he liked real simple things. What was her name? Jennifer Garner.
Garner.
Oh gosh, yes. She looked like Tuesdays, totally forgettable. And
But
so,
go ahead.
Huh?
Go ahead.
yeah, so it's just like, but she also seems simple as far as, like, not smart, but as far as, like, doesn't require a lot, doesn't need a lot of attention. And then you get with this girl who's like, pow, pow, pow. I need to be the star at all times, and you know, is known for being a jerk. I don't know why they thought that would work.
Well,
But
I
Like
thought
devil's advocate, though, I've always liked their story. It seemed like it was true love, and but I do think I read something interesting recently, and this is a lesson for all the algoriters, and the three of us might learn from this too. They were saying that instead of focusing on your heart and how much you feel about a person, you need to focus on compatibility. And so, to Attorney Redwine's point, they may just not be compatible. They may have the greatest passion in the world, but when it comes to living each other and how they move in the world, they might not be able to do it well together.
Well, I don't mean to be judgmental here, but I'm gonna step in and I'm gonna say how I always like interpreted this relationship is that she's the hot Latina girl. She's the one with the hips and the curves, and he's the rich, white dude in Hollywood, the A-lister, and he wanted what he wanted. He wanted the hot Latina. I have so many white male friends, especially from college, that really are into Latina girls, and they want them at any cost, and they don't care about compatibility because they feel like that's just a part of the chemistry. That's what makes it hot. That's what makes it passionate, that the Latina girl runs their life. So I've always,
it will stab you.
Right. And I think as their second run around, as their second turn at this, I think that's exactly what happened.
Well, the thing is, though, one just thing to speak up for the white boys, because apparently they don't have enough people to speak up for themselves. They are not the only people who get caught up on passion. Okay.
Oh,
A lot of us have misinterpreted passion for a lifetime connection.
all right. Settle down, ladies. Settle down, ladies. I need order in this court. Everybody go suck on an ice cube here, passion ladies. All right.